Yeah. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Gonna do a quick camera clean. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Good morning. I have my selenite tower here. Did I make it worse? I have my selenite wand. Today we're doing pick a card with the Follow Your Heart Oracle deck. New moon in Virgo occurring on Monday. This isn't right. How about that? Yeah, that's more like it. Okay. That's more like it. So, hello, everyone. Good morning. I'll let some people drop in. And okay, cool. And if you have your own piece of selenite, I encourage you to grab it so we could program it together. Hey, Julia, good morning. We can program it for the season ahead. Whew. How are you doing today? How is everyone? I'd love to hear if there are Virgos in the chat. Please let me know. Also, any Virgo adjacents, if there's Earth Gang. I am Capricorn Sun, so, Virgo's my sis. Usually on Saturday, I post vlogs, but for the Virgo season, it just came over me after the last Mercury retrograde that it was time to switch things up, switching it up for Virgo season. So that's why we're doing this, and that's what this new moon in Virgo reading is going to be all about. It's like a focus on what you're being called to switch up. I will still be posting to my channel every Saturday, but I'll just be doing a different format of video for the next few weeks. So thank you for being here today. If I don't already know you, I'm Tori Rarick. And if you like hippie lifestyle videos, if you like oracle symbolism, if you like herbalism, and if you like magic, then please subscribe and let's keep getting to know each other here. So checking in the chat. Gabby's here. Good morning. Charlie's here. Hey, happy Saturday. I'm so happy to see my friend. Okay. So I know that Virgo season for many carries this energy of a reset. Typically, this comes to us in the form of back to school feels, getting organized, starting a new mental adventure, intellectual adventure. So I assume now most of us watching are out of that specific routine and that specific season of life, but we can still apply this freshness to our own spiritual growth or our self-healing. And so that's what today's pick a card is intended for you and to do for you. And I'll be reading from my Follow Your Heart Oracle deck, which is a 24 card collection of highly inspired watercolor art and wisdom. I painted these during my second pregnancy. I was carrying my daughter Daphne, and I channeled the messages with the support of cannabis spirit. So her gentle mothering support is woven within the card meanings as well. And so it's a big deal that we're doing selenite things today because there's a selenite wand that's included with each of my oracle decks to create this very simple yet sweet spiritual starter kit. And I'm celebrating today because I've just announced that the decks are back on pre-sale. So anyone can order theirs. And by anyone, it's anyone in the US. I know, Gabby, you've been interested. So maybe we can work something out this fall if it's the time for you to be a keeper of these symbols. But yeah, anyone can order in the US for the fall or the holiday season on my website, torierick.com. So I adore selenite. Who here has a selenite with them or has worked with selenite? I would love to know. I adore selenite because, well, many reasons, but the reason that I include it in the deck is because it's a mineral that can help us open up our crown chakras. It can help us connect to the divine very simply and easily. It's like a great... Sorry, Daphne's having breakfast. I hope everything's like sounding okay. It can help us connect very quickly. And so especially in this wand form, I like to just sweep it across my body, sweep it across the deck before I use it, and use it almost like I would use a smoke bundle, but it's smokeless. And so that's why I include it in the deck, and that's why I like this type of size. And there's something about sweeping, that sweeping motion, that I associate with Virgo season specifically. Is that just me, or is that like a specific association? I'm wondering. So we'll do a brief selenite meditation before we do the pick a card to attune to this ethereal crown chakra clearing stone. And we can program this for the new moon. And if you don't have any, no worries. You can just use the power of visualization and your sentient power to connect. So just a little bit about selenite. It's also known as liquid light, and this mineral can help us to open up our crown, as I said, but it's for a very straightforward, a very direct communication, straightforward communication with our spiritual community. Now, when I say spiritual community, I'm usually talking about our unseen guides, but there's spiritual community gathered here and now. So just like that, we're together. And so while you work closely with your selenite, just like anything, and especially like with plants, it's about the relationship that you carry with a particular mineral or stone. So if you work closely with your selenite, you might experience clarity of mind, increased self-awareness, fluidity in your choices or fluidity in your actions. You might feel like your energy is refreshed or elevated, and also it supports with shadows and shadow work. So I also call my selenite wand a spiritual flashlight. Selenite can assist with the healing of old wounds and experiences that have been since liberated through shadow work. So I hold it for comfort when the shadow void gets intimidating. And it's one way that I just set a container of safety and surround myself with energetic protection while I lean into darker experiences. So it's worth mentioning too that this stone is fairly common to find in shops. It's relatively affordable, and it's easeful for energy curious beginners to respond to. I'm thinking that I need to get my headphones possibly. Can y'all give me like I know Nate's doing his best to dad up there, but can you let me know what the vibes are like? Because we're about to go into a meditation, and I don't want it to be distracting for anyone. So while we're here, give it a like, give the live a like, and let me know what the sound is like. I'll review the comments. So Julia said, I love selenite. When I sleep with it under my pillow, I don't get bad dreams. That is super, super sweet. And something that I haven't really done. I do sleep with different stones under my pillow, but I don't know that I've regularly done that with selenite, and that seems like a beautiful idea. Okay, Charlie found her smaller one, so they have it with them. Beautiful. Okay, well, you can hear the babies, but they're not bothering you. Okay, great. And you can hear me clearly. That's fantastic. Then they'll add to this childlike crown chakra energy. I think that will be soothing and maybe refreshing for some. So let's sync up with a selenite meditation, crystal meditation. If you have one, hold it now or have it near you now so that together we can just envelop ourselves with a layer of this luminescence. Maybe hold it to your heart, hold it to your crown. And we'll just start breathing in. Breathing in sync with the feeling that we receive from being near a crystal that is very straightforward, that's very clear with us, reflects light, carries light. And let us now start to imagine an opening in our crown, the top of our heads, our crown chakra. As we connect with the light, open yourself to it. Open yourself to really merge with the light. See it pouring in, pouring out. Which direction is it traveling? Are you receiving a download that's bright? Or are you sharing your own? And with each breath, I'd love to invite you to start breathing in the light, whatever way it was directed. Start breathing it in now. And why don't you let it melt over you? Melt down your body. Melt from the crown, dripping to the third eye, imagining this shimmering light traveling down beyond your throat, down your neck, into your lungs as you breathe in. Allowing this light to just fill you up, fill your being, but in such a slow, soft, helpful way. Cleansing, purifying, releasing, holding. Breathe the light down into your solar plexus, your navel. Allow it to burn away and interact with the fire of your own navel. And deepen again with the light, bringing it to your womb, a space of intense knowledge, intense creativity. Bring a light to that space now. And finally, breathe in selenite energy, selenite light down into your root. And from here, you can really see this full spectrum, this channel that's been opened. This channel that's part of you. And allow the light to share a sensation, a tickle, a smile. Allow the light to share a message with you in the coming hour. What is it that you're meant to shake up and switch up this season? How can the facet of your heart reflect a new story? And how can you continue connecting with the light beyond our time today? One way is to feel it very deeply now, very somatically now. Keep breathing it in. And now with each exhale, you can begin just embedding that light, letting it leave in your visualization, but not in its energy. You can align your spine if that feels available to help with this straightforward communication and continuing that channel beyond this visualization. I invite us to very deeply anchor the light into the heart space before we say goodbye. This is the Follow Your Heart deck after all. Open yourself to this path of desire and allow it to be led by light. And so as the liquid light of selenite has traveled in and is traveling back out of your body, allow yourself to feel radiant and light. Allow yourself to feel shiny and new with this Virgo reset. Allow yourself to feel this purification and this cleanse of your aura through the energy and the power of selenite. And we can return to the chat. We can open our eyes. I'd love to know how each of you feel after connecting with the wand, after connecting with the laughter and the joy. Yeah, just this reminder that selenite is our friend. For all of those reasons I mentioned before, all of those properties I mentioned, it helps to direct our energy. And you have the power to do that in any moment. So that's why I include a selenite crystal wand with every deck. Serves as a smokeless clearing tool. And it's a very basic way of cleansing your energetic body and your deck. So now let's get into today's experience with this very sweet oracle deck. The new moon will be on Monday, the 2nd, and new moons are times of starting over, a new cycle, a new beginning. They're dark, like the womb, and so they're this metaphorically supple soil, like an energetic supple soil that we could plant an intentional seed in. And so with that, I'll begin my shuffle. And this is an invitation for you all to choose based on what you envision calling forth. What are you calling in this season? What might be that energetic seed you're planting? Because this card that you choose will be a tool. It will be a symbolic support toward what you might pay attention to over the next 2 weeks and what you might nurture in order to see some positive progress with this process of growing something. I will be choosing 3 cards, a 3-card spread. You're welcome to choose 1, 2, or 3, or multiple. This is all about the Virgo season switch up. This is about that newness. It's about that reset. And I thank you for being here today. So, first card down, what will it be? And actually, before I choose, I'm fanning them out to get a good look. Fanning them. And I am going to do just a brief sweep of the selenite for the messages. Okay. Oh, Tanisha, welcome. Oh. Okay, I'm going to start solid. I'm starting solid with the first card. So card number 1 has been placed. Second card, peekabooing out. It was visible. It's giving visible. Third card, I am going to do a tucked in entry, but it is surprising me. It has like a bit of extra magic on it. So what did I say? Sometimes I like to know about that. So we did kind of a stable first card is the energy. The second card is is visible. It's giving visible. And I'm going to draw an eye. And then the third card, it was tucked, which Virgo season, Virgo tarot is the Hermit. So that might have to do with it, but it's very magical. Magic. Okay, so everyone, tell me, what are we choosing here? And I don't know if this is backwards for you. I apologize if it is. Card number 1, giving stability. Card number 2, giving visibility. Card number 3, giving magic. Hidden magic. So this is the Virgo season switch up. Leave it in the chat what you choose, and I will begin to reveal. And then towards the end, I will put the spread together as more of a collective read. And if you want to stay a bit longer, I will be happy to choose a clarifying or supportive card, just as a gift for being here live today. Okay, first card number 1 is delicacy. So this is actually a third eye chakra card. It is connected to the archetype of the deer, which I know has been coming up for some people lately, and it's about tenderness. It's about sinking our teeth into something. It's about having the proper tools and using our tools in order to experience something in like an optimal way. Optimal might be the best word here. And it also is about savoring. So this is the switch up. This is an invitation to switch up the tools that you're using. Have you been using a fork when a spoon might be better in this season? Do you need to tap into the senses, the tools that are your senses, your 6 senses? Can you find a stability in switching up your tools? this is your responsibility, it seems. There's a sense of accountability and responsibility here, that you have the wisdom, you have the knowing, and so it's on you to execute with delicacy this season, to plant this new seed and to watch it grow with this eye of wisdom, this eye of innocence. Part of the switch up and the reset here might be a returning to your sensibilities, your sentient abilities, and your innocence, which is a childlike thing. Very juicy, very enjoyable. Things can be two, three, four things at once. So it's sort of like, yes, there's this sternness, there's this structure to it, but there's also playfulness if you let it. So that's card number 1. Card number 2, and there's a few in the chat who've chosen 2. This is giving visibility. Okay, so the switch up here is the worthy card. This is a solar plexus card. This is about that internal fire, the digestive fires. But there's a big emphasis on radiance and being seen. So Leo season is not over for some of you. Leo characteristics is not over for some of you. This is giving, continue working with selenite. Continue working with the concept of light. Oh, Julia wants it all. I love that. That's very Daphne of you. And yes, continuing working deeply with selenite because of also the crown care involved here. The royalty involved here. So the switch up this season might be how you're being seen, who you allow to see you, because of course we are talking hermit season as well. So who are you allowing? What are you coming out of the cave for? When are you experiencing the light? When will you allow yourself to be seen? So the switch up in Virgo season for this card is about the radiance. It's about being visible. The solar plexus of it all, I'm feeling into that. I can't help but think about fire cider. It's the season for it. If you've never made it, it might be a time to try to keep these digestive juices flowing and healthy and the immune system, and allow yourself to be healthy in this season of fall so that you can continue being seen, that you can get out there and share your light, share your gifts. So that's card number 2, worthy. Card number 3. We have someone out here with card number 3. Speak. The speak card. This is a throat chakra card. And the energy when I chose it was, towards the bottom of the deck. It was the 3rd card, bringing in some classical magic here, practical classical magic with Virgo season. It's just giving sage. It's giving wise one. The switch up here is in your expression. Try something new. Try on something new. Try on something magical. Try on something mystical with how you express yourself, with the words that you're using, with the clothes that you're wearing, with the art that you're creating or even consuming. Make it very mystical. Okay, Julia went 3. Julia jumped into 3. There is a time for like the hermit to speak. There's the image that they're alone, that they carry the light to the top of the hill. And so it's being wise with what you're sharing. And maybe the switch up for you is doing that, is going from quietude to actually speaking aloud and sharing your wisdom. in this season. Julia says, I'm choosing 3. I want to try on being a teacher. Absolutely. Give it a go. So let's put them together. I'd love to hear how you're connecting with the messages so far, what you feel might need to be clarified. And let's put them together for more of a collective read on the switch up this season. Okay, so we have, I'm taking inventory. We have these centers. There is a strong masculine and intellectual presence here because of the solar plexus and the throat, which I'm not surprised. We are in Virgo. There is an intensity and an intellectual intensity here. And of course, communication, Virgo being ruled by Mercury. So there is this need to express, there is this desire to learn, to, I don't want to say exhaust, but to really like go to the brink of, with these two, to go to the brink of what's possible, to go to the edge, to go to the cliff, to reach the heights. So there's big opportunity to switch things up and like travel very high here. And when we travel high, we meet our highest card here in terms of like vertical alignment with the spine is the third eye. So we can kind of rest in the delicacy. That is our reprieve in this spread for the next 2 weeks, because I will be coming back and giving y'all a full moon read. Surprise. So for the next 2 weeks, you can go to the limits here. That's what Virgo's for. That's what Virgo's going to push us to do. The switch up might be in how we approach. The switch up might be in remembering our innocence through these extremes. The switch up might be being very discerning with where we're seen and how we're seen, not to police our own self and our own expression, but to just be wise in the visibility, in the eyes that are on us. And to also switch up the expression, try something new on. We're going to be able to find our style more authentically if we try things on. And I don't know about you, but I feel like there were a couple times, and I also try not to do this with my kids, but where I was sort of like shamed or felt like bad or awkward when I would go to someone's house, see how they do things, try it on at home. And it was a little bit like, oh, you picked this up from so-and-so. And it's like, well, yeah, because I like that. I'm putting it on. So I think Daphne wants to join the magic. So no shame here. There's an innocence, there's a clearing, there's a new slate. With the help of selenite, we can just sweep over the control mechanisms, because Virgo might try to control. It might be a little bit holding on tightly, but let us call on the light of selenite to sweep that off, to go to edges, but not be harmed by edges, to let this third eye delicacy really soften things for us. So I'm going to see what's going on in the chat. And if you want your own clarifying card or supplemental card and you're in the chat today, feel free to leave 3 of those crystal ball emojis and I will pull for you specifically. So Charlie's sharing that they had an idea to leave cards of motivation around the city. Okay, that's so helpful for others. That's very like community oriented. I love that idea. The idea had me feeling nervous, but I'm so excited to get out of my comfort zone. So been working on making the cards and getting them printed. Okay, this is such a huge expression. And it's an interesting way of being seen. Leaving your light, but also like having a barrier of protection because it's like not actually you on stage or something like that. Julia is encouraging this idea. People need motivation and signs. So Julia is also sharing, this is a great analogy about trying it on. Yeah, feel free. As mother, I invite you to try it on. Thank you to Julia. Charlie's excited to see what it even looks and feels like. I know it will be so interesting to come back together in a couple of weeks and see how these seeds have grown. So Julia has left has left a request for a clarifying card, and I'm not gonna put these back in. Oh. Be still. So doubling up on the third eye here. But I always like to point out these foundations on the corners of the eye, the emphasis of the number 4 on the foundations, the corners of the eye. Holding love in your gaze, holding love at the center, allowing yourself to see the bigger picture of what teaching might look like for you. If things feel awkward at first, that's okay. You're trying things on. So how does it develop over time? What are the skill sets that you really want to foundationalize, to make more concrete? And if you can see that, then you can move towards it. But of course, imagination, meditation, creativity, dream work, the dreams, selenite for you under the pillow with the dream work, that might be an interesting pairing. So Charlie sharing, I didn't even put that together. More excited and going to rewatch this. Yes, thank you. Thank you for rewatching. And please send to your friends that you think might want to choose a message for a Virgo switch up. I always appreciate you sharing with others that are like us. So yeah, I see a couple more people are in here. Again, if you want your own clarifying card, no cost, just love. And I'd be happy to pull an additional card for you. You can leave 3 of the crystal ball emojis. But as I just survey the chat for that, let me put the Dex digital guidebook in the chat so that you all can sit with these messages, the symbolism, additional symbolism, personal practice for maybe your own new moon ritual. And if you're watching the replay, it's toryrarick.com/ whatever the slash is, FYH guide, and that will get you to the guidebook, the digital guidebook, so that you can deepen in the messaging. And I see that Charlie has a request. And let's see here. Okay. For Charlie, clarifying on expression and being seen. Virgo season, switching it up, trying something new. Harmony. Okay. Continuation of the crown. Okay, I know. I was like trying to choose not an obscure symbol. Charlie's saying and having laughing emojis because they couldn't find the crystal ball. And I know how that is. Okay. But the harmony card for you. So 3 orbs, 3 halos, interlocking, mind, body, spirit. This card always brings up 3 of Pentacles for me. And the idea that we work with a spiritual team. Again, spiritual community. Hunkering down with selenite will serve, I believe. So this is about prayer. This is about that communication with the divine, remaining in this spiritual harmony, this divine harmony where you feel the peace within yourself and you're making moves based on that. Julie and I have been talking a lot privately as I've been doing this pre-sale and these launches about spirit-led marketing, spirit-supported actions, and just not having to do too much of the intellect myself. Of course, appreciating the mind and logic and planning and sorting. But at the end of the day, just being like, I give it up to God. I'm going to listen. I'm going to implement the plan that I hear being told to me by Spirit. 333 on the clock. Yo. So that's for Charlie. Gorgeous. Yay. Okay, I love Saturday energy. I have not yet used Super Chat here, but if anyone feels called, even on the replay, I think it would work to use a Super Chat. Gifts are always appreciated or welcome. Venmo tips are available as well. Tori Rarick is my tag. And please, just to pay it forward, send the replay on to a friend if you think that they would choose a message and like to do this. If you would like your own version of the Follow Your Heart Oracle deck, it's now on pre-sale through the fall equinox. And anyone who orders before 9/12 will get the pre-sale perk of free access to my virtual talk on elemental and animal energy protection. That's happening on 10/10. So my site is toryrarick.com. And I'm so grateful that you've all spent a bit of your Saturday with me. Next week, I'm going to have a video on my body adornments, on my most recent alterations, piercings, tattoos, and possibly another work if I can squeeze it in this week. So you can expect that. And then in 2 weeks, I don't think it will be live, but I will do another collective reading for the full moon. And I believe it will be pick a card as well, so that we can travel this entire cycle together. And that will be the full moon in Pisces, I believe. So if you're not already subscribed, be sure you're subscribed so you can catch my next upload. And until next time, bliss be with you. Have a great day, y'all. I love you. Happy new moon.